former President Donald Trump made history, sweeping all the early nominating contests, cementing his fourth big win in South Carolina on Saturday. He beat Nikki Haley with around 60% of the vote, while she got about 40%, and that is in her home state. But despite this, Haley is vowing to fight on. Take a look.
40% is not some tiny group. There are huge numbers of voters in our Republican primaries who are saying they want an alternative. I said earlier this week that no matter what happens in South Carolina, I would continue to run for president.
So with Trump's nomination all but certain at this point, DBL Nation, gotta hear from you. Who are you going to vote for in November, Trump, Biden, or are you still undecided? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Always want to hear from you. Tori, you live and breathe politics. Why is Haley still in this race, in your opinion?
Well, I think she realizes that there is a group of people, and may I just add that it is usually the people about Roe v. Wade, that really can't stand Donald Trump and they're Republican, and they're stuck, and they don't know what to do. So in the vast chance, I'm talking the tiniest of chances, like you or me or any of us winning the lottery, she's going to stick it out. But let's be real.
Do you think it'll happen?
No. And she lost her own state. She runs, I mean, she's South Carolinian. She lost her own state. That's not good. Her super PAC left her this morning. She ain't got no money right now. So she's in it. She's dragging herself along. And if by chance some conviction makes Trump off the ballot or something happens, she is there to back it up. Is it a good idea? I don't know how long you can run with no money. But she is there as if something happens to Trump. She's not there as a candidate. She's knowing herself as the backup.
No, I mean, I don't even know if it's that tiny of a chance. We're talking about 91 indictments. We're talking about a person that had $500 million in judgments levied against them.
That's all civil, though, right now.
Yes, but
it'll be criminal. When's his criminal trial
his
coming up?
His criminal trial next month, in March.
But his conviction wouldn't keep him off the ballot.
But just the sheer optics of having a president go from a case in which they were found liable of sexual assault last month to a documents case in Florida to now a criminal case, followed by them also losing in New York and now not being able to practice business, which is how you built yourself as a great businessman. Optically, it doesn't look good. So the idea of her sticking around, I think, is just a good strategy.
Optically,
because there is no real number two at this point.
Optically, though, I think he galvanizes his crowd when he gets more convictions, which is weird.
Okay, so before you jump in, Jeff,
that's his strategy, is get more convictions?
Seemingly, it rallies the base because he is against the people and it's a rigged witch hunt.
He's got 91 more times to galvanize them.
Well, I haven't seen a change in the vote yet. He's won all 4 primaries.
Well, he only got 55,000
all right.
votes.
You're fired up.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Okay. But I do, because you brought up the 91 indictments, Trump's big win on Saturday did come with some warning signs. So, Al, you may be right. In exit polls, it was revealed that 36% of Republicans think Trump would be unfit to be president if he were convicted of a crime. So here's the other issue. The majority of voters who support Trump are white, non-college educated evangelicals, and those who believe that the 2020 election was stolen. But there are not enough of those people to win a general election against Biden in November. That's what some of the experts are saying. So do you think Trump can win against Biden, given these issues, to his point, Jeff?
I really, really don't know. I really don't know who's going to win.
I don't think anybody does,
like me, I'm tired of both candidates, right? And I don't want to vote for either one. Going back to Nikki Haley, if I were her, I would do things outside the box that the normal Republican Party doesn't necessarily like. I'd say, hey, we need to get a cap on gun control here. Have some laws. I don't want to take away your guns. I'm still with you. I'm a South Carolina person. I grew up with guns. It's all good. We need to do something here. Abortion, man, I'm a woman, maybe make some laws here. Maybe come to an agreement. Go against the grain a little bit. Don't just keep spewing the same thing and you're red or you're blue and that's all you're going to vote for. I don't know how many people are undecided at this point. If you're with Trump, you're with Trump. If you're with Biden and you hate no matter who the candidate is, you're voting for Biden. So I really don't know who's going to who's going to come out with the win. I got to tell you, I don't like the way we phrase that. Just like non-educated people, the white. We don't.
That's the experts saying.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying our show at all, but just the way the media slants things. We would never say that about another group, that they weren't educated and it was all
not
black.
college educated.
Right.
It's not educated.
But it's not college educated.
I don't like the way it's slanted, and I don't like the way the media slants things. Right? I get Donald Trump's not the best choice. Neither is Biden. But let's just put it out there instead of just fighting each other about every single thing.
You're a true independent, and I appreciate that. You remind me a lot of my mom. My mom wants everybody to get along, but she wants people to stick to their guns when it comes to their own individual feelings and policies. But to Jeff's point, everything is labeled, everything creates division, and you feel like that the media aids and abets that. And I totally understand
It just
that.
does. It's not.
Yeah.
It just does. I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, I really see errors on both sides, huge errors, right? But when when you slant a story like that, if you said that about a different group and said they weren't really educated or they're very poor,
but they said I want to make it clear. They say they're not college educated.
Right.
It's factual. Those people tend to believe the non-college educated white elderly who believe the election was stolen. That's his base. Evangelical. That Christian.
But just that too. The election was stolen. Like, I don't think everybody who's Republican fits that criteria.
Agree.
And I get we said 36%, and I'm not fighting against what we put out. That's what the facts are, right? That's in the paper and stuff. It's very leading to me. If it's not to you guys, that's fine. It is to me.
I mean, I have to think like, you and Jordan, do you look at the analytics on your podcast and you find out who listens, where they listen?
His wife, yeah.
Right. Excuse me, your wife, Jordan, who I love. You guys figure out the analytics of, are they married folks listening, mostly women, of what age, so that you can market to them. Really, when we talk about Gen Z, Gen X, college educated, working class, whatever you want to do, it's just so people can figure out how to sell you their stuff.
But that's not a great description of. I don't know.
No,
America.
I mean,
But that's not America. Those Biden has Biden has coastal elite snobs. Let's say it that way.
I don't think so. He's from Pennsylvania.
I understand, but I'm saying what you're saying is that it's slanted. This is a factual thing. Most of the people who are hardcore Trump didn't go to college and do think that the election was rigged. But I don't think that's slanted. I don't think that's slanted.
It doesn't seem. I don't hear things like that on the other side. Is what I'm saying. I don't hear stories being set up there like. You can't even say Biden's old. 6 months ago, I couldn't say Biden's old without getting attacked. You state the story. I'm not saying that anymore. You say a story about his age, and you're being attacked for ageism? Get real, man. I'm trying to talk about the guy's age and if he's capable to carry on the job. Now, it's okay to talk about. But 6 months ago, you weren't. Are you really not understanding what I'm saying?
I think
about,
you're
like,
taking.
how it's slanted?
I don't think it's slanted to say non-college educated people vote for Trump.
And just to say, put them in a group with a race.
No, I think
Do we put any other races into?
But it's not a race. That's a factual statement that pollsters found that non-educated.
No, I agree.
She's talking about the demographic. That's their specific demographic.
It comes across to you as.
If we'd said a different race with a different group that wasn't educated, that didn't have that degree, and they didn't agree with the election, those are all negative connotations of a person, and I don't think that describes the Republican Party as a whole.
I agree completely, but it does describe the people that vote for Trump.
Right.
Trump and Republican Party are two separate things. There's a lot of very moderate.
That's what Nikki Haley is banking on.
Right.
That is what she's banking on. The moderate supporters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
side.
me too.
Let's take a look at what our audience believes. 43% of you will vote for Trump. 52% of you will vote for Biden, and 5% are still undecided.
There's word some people are writing me in.
Al, you're not.
People are saying that. This is what the show's for.